Peepla the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as Peepla7 on Twitter and YouTube, Peepla elsewhere on the internet, and my blog is located at purplebutterfly-peepla.blogspot.com. Got my own site right that time. Hey. And these are my 2-strand twists inspired by beautiful brown baby doll. Check her video out. Real good stuff. I brought my butterfly tin down to the bathroom because it's time for me to make more deodorant. And I've had a lot of requests for this. So here we go. First thing you want to do is make sure you have on hand some white vinegar. I buy mine by the gallon. I very rarely run out. The reason being, vinegar is a natural deodorizer. Now, granted, this is deodorant, and everybody's going, I'm going to smell like a pickle. No, you won't. Once the vinegar dries, you will smell like whatever you put in with the vinegar, which is why I have peppermint extract. If you're going to use extract for like lemon or cinnamon, please be careful with cinnamon, that will burn, or peppermint or whatever. This has alcohol in it, only used for your underarms. If you're going to be using my multi-purpose spray for your hair as well as your skin for a toner and as a deodorant, leave the extract out. Instead, you're also going to want to use peppermint oil. I use peppermint oil and peppermint extract when it's a small bottle that I'm using only for deodorant. When I'm using it as a multi-purpose spray, I leave the extract out. Also, got a little bit of orange oil. You could use lemon, you could use lime. Sometimes I take a slice of lime skin, from, if we made limeade or whatever, and I stick it directly in the bottle. It's tricky trying to get it out of there, so, if it's a small bottle that you can throw away, go ahead and stick that in there. So, then we have tea tree oil. This is totally optional. I used 5 to 7 drops of tea tree oil, then 20 drops of peppermint oil, so that way I completely cover the smell of the tea tree oil because my nose is really, really sensitive. So this is what you do. You can either get yourself a glass that you can measure, or you could just take any size bottle. This is 8.4 fluid-ounce bottle. Used to be a peach body spray. Oh, that's another thing. You could leave like this much of whatever body spray or perfume you like and put the vinegar in there and everything else, and when it's all said and done, the vinegar dries, you'll smell like your body spray. Okay, now, first thing you're going to do is just simply pour you some vinegar in there. Let me get this on a more stable surface. Or you can pour it in the cup and then pour the contents of the cup in there. And that's about right. See, I got that much room at the top. And then we're going to take however much peppermint you want. I generally go with 10 to 20, but basically I just kind of do 20 for everything. When it starts, well, hold on. Sooner or later it's going to start dripping in there because that's what peppermint does when you have it in a dropper bottle. See? Now if you look real close, you can see the peppermint dropping in there. Gotta love those dropper bottles. And that's about 20 drops. Or more. Extra peppermint will not hurt you. In fact, it will tingle just a little bit. Now we're going to take some tea tree. Never did like that smell. A couple of drops of that. And I feel a little citrusy this time. So we're going to put a couple of drops of that in there. And let's see, what else do I got in my little magic container? Oh, biotin, and multivitamins. Oh, get yourself some of these. These things are the greatest inventions in sliced bread. They are gummy vitamins. So if you have a problem chewing pills, you will love that stuff. Now, just put it back on. Shake it up until your arm is basically tired. It's going to look like that. Every now and then it will separate to the point where the oil might float like on the top and everything else is on the bottom. Don't worry about that because you can always shake it more. I always like to make sure my stuff is all the way filled up. Hold on. And if you spill the vinegar, just wipe it up. It'll automatically disinfect and clean whatever it comes in contact with. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Vinegar is a natural cleanser. It is a natural emulsifier. It is a natural deodorizer. And I also use this when you have to spend a little extra time in the bathroom. You know what I mean? It sets the air. Now, the main thing you got to remember, because this is actually done, but give it a good shake. Let it sit overnight, 4 to 8 hours, to get full strength. But say, for instance, you don't have time for all that. It's already done, and you go ahead and use it. But the smell of the essential oils or perfumes or whatever you added to it, it takes it a little time to marry fully, so that way, you know. The first 5 minutes, you might smell a blast of vinegar, especially until you get used to it. And after that, you won't even notice, and when it dries, nobody else will either. The first time you use this, you want to use it 3 times a day, every day, for a week. It allows your body a chance to readjust and, you know, rearticulate, because regular deodorants work by plugging up your lymph nodes. This does not plug up your lymph nodes. In fact, you will sweat normally if you are a sweater, because this does not clog up anything, but it will neutralize any sweat or any smell that's coming out. If you are a workout type and sweat hits whatever's left of the vinegar will reactivate and start the deodorizing process all over again. But after that week of 3 times a day for a week, then you're only going to use it as needed. That might be once a day. That might be once a week. That might be in the morning and then after a workout. Depends on how your body works. Everybody's body is different. I've tried this with several friends as a test market. I learned a few things about it. Some of my friends were using it under the girls and said that it kept them from sweating, and, you know, when it did sweat, kept that smell away. Some of my other friends said they used it under the folds of their fat, and it got rid of the fat smell. Wasn't aware that anybody had a fat smell, but I tried it. It does work. So give it a try. See if you like. No rule that says you have to use peppermint oil. No rule that says you have to use tea tree oil. These are just the things I know have a strong enough scent to work for me. It's the vinegar that is the magic ingredient. You can also use lemon, rosemary, sage, whatever it is that's in you to use. I've also mixed it with aloe vera juice. That had interesting results, but I ended up spraying it in my hair more often than I did anything else, which another reason why I call it multi-purpose spray, because you could use it in your hair as long as you're not using extract. If you're using extract, which has alcohol, do not use it in your hair. So, I'm going to put my little kit stuff back together. The cup, make sure you rinse this out, because people come by and go, that smells good, what was that? And, you know, they'll think, since it's that kind of cup, that you were, you know, mixing up some fun stuff in the bathroom. Then they'll try to steal your recipes. Or they'll think you're mixing up something alcoholic, and we don't want that. Anyway, y'all stay blessed, stay tuned, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Bye now.